And I think that that's unfortunate because you know just as well as I do, no one likes to be blamed for something that they didn't do. Now, I have no doubt in my mind, not all the board members are to blame for what's on these reports. I think it's important that they point out which one is. Now, in this report, there are some times that they say the board chair. And when they said the board chair, I took that to mean Dr. Eugene Walker, because if they were saying 2012, he was the board chair at that time. Now, when they said this intimidation retaliation, on the first bullet point, it said an employee leaving work crying and distraught after an explosive interaction with the board member. The board should not be up at the school arguing and fighting with the teachers. And if you arguing and fighting with them to the point that they start crying, I mean, we as parents shouldn't even be behaving like that with the teachers. I don't know about y'all. Sometimes when I have to deal with my teenager, I want to go and hug the teachers. I don't know how y'all do it. That's my child. And there's some days I want to. But nobody should have to cry and run out of a building because a board member had them that upset. Nobody. The other thing they said is that a lot of the principals said the board members felt that the particular schools, the principals are their principal. You're my principal. And they were so fearful that they would not, they didn't even want to answer questions. What kind of fear is going on in our school system that the board members are that fearful? I don't work there. If you are a teacher, if you are a bus driver, if you're somebody who works there, y'all need to find a way to send us an email. Make it secret. We won't tell. We as parents, we didn't know this kind of stuff is going on. And if y'all don't tell us, we know if you come out and say something, you're going to lose your job. Tell us so we can help you from the outside. Those are some of the bullet points that they have here. They even said that one woman broke down crying. She did not want to say one word for fear of retaliation. Nobody should be that fearful that they can't speak the truth. The second bullet point is poor physical responsibility and depletion of financial resources. They go into detail again about the $12 million missing on the textbooks. Now, I know that they did present an answer.
What the executive summary said was that it was the principal's responsibility to monitor whether or not they received the books and to report it. So if the principal hadn't reported these books missing, then it was on the principal. But that goes into the face of very basic accounting. Very basic accounting says we have a department that orders the books, and then we have another form that accounts for the books. And all those forms in basic accounting should come together at the office, and that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, in the military, when you make a delivery, you have to sign for that delivery.
That's right.
Now, some principal somewhere, if they receive these $12 million in the books, should be able to stand up and say, you know, I did sign for $1 million in the books. Has anybody located one principal standing up saying that they received them books? With all due respect, until somebody stands up and can hold up a brand new book saying that they received them, and it's part of that $12 million with the textbooks, sorry, a number of us know how, and I didn't do this myself, how receipts can come up during tax time. Now, all of us know we don't keep every receipt. But you know the easiest thing to make up is a receipt or a voucher.
But
Yeah.
they could not point to the accounting department that had these procedures in place either. See what I'm saying? That's the failure. That's the follow the money failure, is they don't have that in the accounting department to account for it.
Because part of, on number 5, when it talks about violation of policy, board policy and procedure, our board and our superintendent didn't even follow their own policies and procedures, dealing with a lot of this money that we can't afford to be losing. The evidence of nepotism and cronyism is another bullet point.
That's right.
In here, they specifically said that there was an email from the board chair,
Yep.
which is who?
Walker.
Dr. Eugene Walker, to the superintendent. And in there, and I quote, it said, "This is the individual I referred to the program that I asked you about. With his strong background and personal demeanor, I feel that he would be a great candidate to work with our children in our schools while filling one of our critical need areas. Please know that I have met with this young man, and he is the brother of one of our board," and then they go on. "I would appreciate any assistance that you could provide." Now, we all know what that's called, brothers and sisters. That's what you call a hookup.
Friends and family.
Come on now. When you ask why we are on probation, we can't afford these types of hookups. Now, if you are qualified for the job and you have all the requirements, that's one thing. You are qualified. But when you're making that big money, and then people say, well, what is your qualification? Now, let's tell the truth. We have located some people making more money than a master's degree math teacher. That shouldn't happen. Now, one of the reasons that we are on probation is because of this nepotism and cronyism, and it is documented in this SACS report. Then they talk about poor, ineffective governance, where you have the board members fighting with each other. Then one group of board members will have the information, and they won't give it to the other group of board members. Y'all, if it's about our children, we shouldn't be having this happening. The children are what? First. And our accreditation is second. Now, there's a number of us going back and forth about should we recall the board, should we not recall the board, should we keep them, should we not keep them? I said we just need, it's very simple. If they do not answer all 11 of those required actions, bye-bye. If they cannot locate those books, how old are those books supposed to be? About 3 years old? 2 years? I want to hold them in my hand. I want to be able to touch them. I want a principal to stand up and say that he signed for those $12 million or $1 million or 200,000, how many books he signed for. If we cannot find one principal to stand up and take responsibility to say, we did receive those books, $12 million of them, then what? Bye-bye. There are some things that are happening that's in both of these reports. If they do not give us answers to, that board It shouldn't even be no argument. The board shouldn't even be part of the discussion. What we need to know is who can we put in there that can answer all those 11 requirements so that we back on board with SACS. We need to do governance. The quickest way to solve the governance is when you get rid of the poor governance you have and start over. And last but not least, when we talk about the financial resources, if you mess over but one dime of our money, forget a dime, a penny, not only do we want you fired, we want you to go to jail. That's a quick overview of the SACS report. And like I said, you can go online. Please, whatever you do, send this to your family, your friends. We have to figure out who wants to put these children first and who wants to put our accreditation second. If they start talking about, oh, we need to save the board, then you're putting our children second. I'm sorry, I have no conversation for that person. Anybody have a question?